there, it's me and my awesome cat, and as you know, we on create mode. That means only the tutorial. Yeah. So for this tutorial gonna be about timers. How to use timers. It's interesting topic. Before that, I'm gonna show you a nifty trick. You notice that when I have tutorials, I don't have that bass sound and the pause and any background sound. Well, I give you a little nifty trick. Actually, in the global settings, you got background volume, and when you turn it off, the stupid bass disappears. Yeah. So we're gonna work with holograms and lighting in general, so it's better if we go dark, and this is why I usually have dark the background during tutorials, because holograms is much more visible then. So yeah, let's make a cool platform for our logic. The white motor. Okay. We're gonna put microchip. You know, people saying that microchip is actually needed for all the logic. Actually, it isn't. It's only a matter of, perception. If you use single component, you don't need to put it on microchip. You can use it on the wild. So as I told you, we're gonna talk about timer. So what is this device called timer? It's measure time. Yeah. So it's measure time. So as you may probably know, I guess you should need to know that timer measure times and have counting times and have a lot of action input modes. And in logic they make delays, make something lit in specific time and so on. But this is not what we're gonna talk about. Yeah. We are super logic guys, and we play with super logic stuff called analog signal. And timer is practically the king of this kind of signals. So yeah, but in general we're gonna see most basic stuff. First of all, I think I need to show you is how to loop them on different modes. So let's disable and as you can see, it generates analog signal. What is analog signal? Analog signal is a magnitude, people call it percentage and so on. Signal that is from 0 to 100, from emptiness to fullness. Yeah. So it's magnitude, and it can be too polarized, but a polarization and it can be minus or plus, but this kind of thing is actually direction information, and it only needed in the movement systems. That's it. You can ignore the minus plus signal. In general, if you want something to go backward, then it's needed. If not, then you can simply ignore it. Since a lot of stuff, the things does ignore the polarization of the signal. So first of all, I'm gonna show you how to loop it. So to loop it, you need to plug output to the input, to the reset, and it's gonna loop. Why it's gonna loop? It's very simple. The timer generates the signal and power input action, which is the full input action when there's no input. generates digital signal when a timer reaches maximum value. So it starts to send digital signal to the reset, causing the reset, and yeah, it's starting to count down again, causing this linear function lightning. So let's set this to 50 so it won't glow, and we're gonna have full presentation. Yeah. So this is most basic loop, but there's more awesome loop called backward and forward. To do so, you need to, instead of plugging to the reset, you need to plug it to the back of the timer. And since the back of the timer will feed feed the timer all the time, so we need to invert it and move it a little bit. Yeah. We're actually gonna increase the size of it, so we're gonna have. Yeah, I'm gonna show you about this later. Yeah, and you set to forward and backward, and you're gonna have forward backward timer. What you want to do that? Only want to do that if you want it to to send digital signal to it. You want to go up and down, yeah, analog signal, but not only. This circuit allows to, instead of plugging toggle to timer, you can simply do that circuit, and in digital signal it will start to blink. Yeah, as you know, all lighting stuff have two action inputs, which is off on, which is listening to digital signal, and analog signal. Practically, this action mode is deciding what source of signal you want to listen and light control, or digital or analog. So yeah, let's test this to digital. So we're gonna see what digital reacts. Yeah, so it's got blinking. Another loop is on the speed loop, and it's quite more complicated. Speed loop causes the ace in and ace out effect. It will act like logarithmic loop. Most easiest form to do so is to set timer. Actually, this is a little hard that it's not very safe to use it, since molecules can change something in the code and it may be broken very easily, but hopefully not. You're gonna see why. It's because it's actually using latency of the logic. Because when you set this to 0, when you put it to speed and set it to 0, it doesn't react until you make a little signal to feed it, as you can see. So to make this work, you need to have ignition. And the most basic thing to make this ignition is to create a logic latency created by splitting and combining the same signal. And we will create the loop. As you can see, it doesn't. You don't need to move up the state of the timer to make ignition for it. So it creates logarithmic movement. Yeah, and we got cool So to loop it, we can normally loop it as the normal loop, reset, and it will start to loop and sinusoid behavior. But as you can see, it's logarithmic movement. I think when you make it, you won't be able to reset it. to inverter to make S out effect, I think it's called. You need to how to do that? I forgot how to do that. Anyway, this is how you do. But there's other interesting shape. Also, if you want to stop it, you can start to fit. I don't know. Order to fit in the signal, we need to displug it. If you want to control it, you need to, first of all, you need to stop it. Yeah. Sorry, I'm hard in presentation. Okay. Oh crap. Stop. Let's loop it maybe. Yeah. Okay. So we now plug this, and as you can see, it doesn't ignite because there's no signal that starts to fit. The effect is caused, by simply timer sending signal and start to fit the speed value, and it starts to move faster. So if you want to ignite it, you need to send at least 1% of the signal, or at least 10%. Yeah, you would need to use the end gate to control it. But if you fit 1% analog signal, it starts to work. So let's try it. I think I failed. Oh yeah, you need to OR gate it. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Yeah, you need to OR gate. Oh my god, yeah. I'm so stupid. I don't even know how to make tutorials with no problems. Okay, so we fit and we start to loop. Yeah, and to start igniting. You can repeat that, but it's already too late. Okay, but you need to believe me, when you loop it, it will start ignition. And you can end gate this battery and send this on the second input of the end gate the trigger for that. But I'm gonna show you some more awesome stuff.